But first tonight at 6, Wisconsin one step closer to becoming a right-to-work state. Republican leaders announcing today they'll push a controversial union measure through one house in just a few days next week.
The bill sparks concerns over its effects and whether it will draw crowds as Act 10 did 4 years ago. Political reporter Jessica Arp joins us live from the Capitol tonight.
What we know right now is that legislative leaders, GOP leaders in both houses, say that they do believe they have the votes to pass this measure. And the governor, despite previously saying that this issue was a distraction, says that he would sign the bill as the issue takes the front burner at the Capitol. A quiet day at the Capitol turned quickly controversial as Senator Scott Fitzgerald announced an extraordinary session and that his House was introducing and would fast-track right-to-work legislation.
I was able to come up with the votes that we needed to move forward next week.
The 5-page bill says private sector workers could not be required to join a union or pay dues to have a job. It wouldn't apply to current contracts, meaning unions could now rush to approve extensions until the bill was signed. And as expected, there is disagreement over whether the bill will help the state.
I think we can make the case, and we'll try to make the case both in the hearing and on the floor, to say that, this is something that could once again jumpstart the state's economy and create jobs that right now we're losing to other states.
It's frustrating because the thing of significance we're doing in the Senate is to essentially what happens is you'll be cutting people's pay, whether they're union or non-union, by about 3.5%. That's a direct result of right-to-work legislation.
What is clear is that the bill is on the fast track, headed to the Labor Committee chaired by Senator Steve Nass on Tuesday and the full Senate Wednesday, Nass saying the fast timeline was necessary.
The Democrats have said months ago, if we decide to take up right-to-work, it will be another Act 10, possibly even worse. And so knowing that, I think I have an obligation, and Senator Fitzgerald also, to make sure that people in this building are safe.
I don't expect Act 10 level type of protest, but at the same time, when you have Senator Nass saying, the timeline is to protect people's lives around the Capitol, I mean, that's a real 8th grade way to look at something.
Now, for their part, labor unions released statements today saying that right-to-work legislation would hurt the state, but they have not yet announced any rallies or protests. Senator Nass says that he will allow most of the day Tuesday in that hearing for comment, but he won't let the hearing go overnight, saying that they have to stick to this timeline if they want to get the bill done quickly.
Jess, I think a lot of people out there want to know, this wasn't expected that this would come up so quickly. So what changed?
Well, Senator Fitzgerald said today simply what changed is that he got to 17 votes, which is what they need to pass the legislation in that House. He's concerned that unions are going to put pressure on some senators to get them to try to change their votes. Democrats do say they believe that votes are shaky. We did reach out to some Republicans today, many of them not saying how they will vote until they actually see the language of the bill and have time to review it. But Democrats are hopeful that the outcome may change. It will be something that we will see as this develops next week.
Yeah, we'll keep a close eye on things. Jessica, thank you very much.